Silence. That's where everything begins. Before the noise, before the cameras, before the cheering crowds, there's just you and the air moving in and out of your lungs. Most people can't stand it. Silence makes them hear the truth beneath all the talk. It reminds them of every plan they never started, every morning they slept through, every promise they broke to themselves. But the few who build greatness, they chase it. They go looking for that quiet because silence is honest. It doesn't flatter you. It doesn't distract you. It shows you exactly who you are when no one's watching. In that still gym, long before dawn, he listened to that honesty. Every squeak of his shoes on polished wood, every echo of the rim, every breath, sharp and controlled, each miss bouncing back like a challenge. Are you finished? Or will you refine again? He would stop, stare at the rim, wipe the sweat from his face, and start again. Same motion, same focus, same silence. While the world slept, he was learning a language only work can speak. The sound of the ball leaving his hand. The whisper of net, the thud of rebound, the rhythm of obsession. Discipline isn't born in applause. It's born in quiet repetition that almost feels like prayer. The gym became his temple, the court his meditation mat. Each dribble, a beat in a symphony no one else could hear. Sometimes he'd shoot until the lights went out. Sometimes until his legs trembled. Sometimes until the janitor walked in and shook his head, smiling, knowing it wasn't madness. It was devotion. People think greatness arrives like thunder. At the beginning, it's a heartbeat. Soft, steady, relentless. That's the weight of silence. It presses down on you until you either quit or change shape. He chose to change. Silence taught him patience, the kind that endures 1,000 small failures. It taught him awareness, the kind that notices the smallest detail in emotion and corrects it. It taught him to find peace in repetition, meaning in fatigue, pride in doing the same thing better than yesterday. When you strip away the crowd, the lights, the comfort, what remains is simple. Your breath, your heartbeat, your will. That's where greatness begins, in a quiet room, with no witnesses, no scoreboard, no guarantee of reward, just the sound of work, the rhythm of improvement, the language of refinement. Silence doesn't care how you feel. It only asks one question, again and again. Will you rest or refine? Every fire starts small, a spark, a thought, a moment when something inside you says, this can't be enough. That's how it began for him. A feeling that the ordinary world was too small for the dream that lived in his chest. While other kids played, he studied movement, angles, balance, rhythm. He wanted to understand how greatness moved. Even as a boy, he was never casual. If he missed a shot, he didn't shrug. He studied it. He replayed the motion in his head until he could see the flaw, feel the correction. Most called it obsession. He called it preparation. Early mornings became ritual. Before sunrise, while the city still slept, he would lace his shoes and step into the cold. The sound of the ball bouncing on concrete echoed across empty streets. Each bounce a promise, I will not waste this day. At that hour, there were no crowds, no distractions, only purpose. The air felt sharper, the silence heavier. Every breath burned, but he liked it, because pain meant proof that he was still chasing, still alive. He didn't need applause. He needed progress. He didn't need someone to tell him he was good. He needed to be better than yesterday. Every repetition fed the flame. Every drop of sweat a spark catching fire. The fire grew quietly. Not in anger, but in clarity. He knew what he wanted, and he knew the cost. There would be no shortcuts, no comfort, no excuses. Only hours. Thousands of them. People talk about talent as if it's magic. But talent fades where work doesn't. He built his edge before the world was even awake. Brick by brick. Hour by hour. Rep by rep. That's the early fire. The quiet burn that turns boys into warriors, dreamers into craftsmen, effort into art. It's the fire that asks one question before every sunrise. Will you rise with me? Or will you sleep through your chance? Repetition, it breaks most people. They crave variety, newness, noise. But the ones who master their craft, they find peace in the loop. He did the same drills, the same movements, the same shots, again and again every morning. Every night, every season, not because he liked boredom, but because he respected it. Repetition was his mirror. It showed him what still needed work. It humbled him. Most people stop when something feels old. He stayed until it became art. In repetition, he found rhythm. In rhythm, he found control. And in control, he found freedom. That's the secret. The repetition that everyone avoids is the foundation everyone needs. Each motion carved away hesitation. Each correction erased weakness. Each failure became familiar, no longer feared. He learned to fall in love with the pattern, the sound of the ball leaving his hand, the whisper of sneakers sliding across the floor, the soft thud of landing after a jump. To outsiders, it looked insane. To him, it was meditation. He didn't chase excitement. He chased refinement. He didn't want to feel good. He wanted to be good. That's what repetition gives you. It teaches you to work without reward, to move without thought, to trust your preparation more than your mood. Over time, the motion becomes instinct. The hesitation disappears. The fear goes quiet, and what's left is flow. That's what separates the ones who dream from the ones who build. Dreamers stop when it hurts. Builders keep going until it's truth. Every repetition is a prayer, a whisper to the universe saying, I'm still here, still working, still becoming. Pain is not the enemy. It's the signal that you're close to the edge. And the edge is where precision is born. Every cut, every bruise, every ache, it all had a lesson buried inside it. He didn't shy away from it. He studied it. He wanted to understand it. When the body screamed, he listened, not to stop, but to adjust. He treated pain like feedback, a teacher with a harsh voice but the right answers. Most people run when it hurts. They think pain is punishment. He knew better. Pain was the truth stripped of comfort, and truth always sharpens. In those hours when muscles burned and lungs caught fire, his focus became absolute. No thoughts of failure, no fear of fatigue, just awareness, a blade being honed stroke by stroke. Every motion was measured. Every detail mattered. The way his fingers followed through, the alignment of his shoulders, the angle of his landing, tiny corrections repeated 1,000 times until the body obeyed without hesitation. That's the craft. That's the difference. Anyone can work hard for a moment. The great ones refine until the moment works for them. Pain was his boundary and his blueprint. When it showed up, he didn't back off. He looked closer. He broke it apart. He found the piece that needed attention and rebuilt it stronger. That's precision. The ability to look at what hurts and say, I can fix that. He learned to love the sting. The soreness became proof. The exhaustion became pride. Each ache another note in the symphony of mastery. The body breaks down. The will rebuilds it. Over and over again, that's how he turned pain into progress. Not by avoiding it, but by mastering it. There was a time when men trained for war. Not for trophies, not for applause, but for survival. The Spartans called it duty. He called it discipline. Different centuries, same code, no softness, no shortcuts. Only the work that forges strength. The Spartans understood something the modern world forgets. Comfort is the first step toward weakness. They built their bodies like armor, their minds like weapons, and their hearts to endure whatever came next. He lived by that same code. Not born in a battlefield, but in a gym. Not surrounded by soldiers, but by silence. Every morning he faced the same question they did. Will you endure? Or will you fall? While the world made excuses, he sharpened his edge. He didn't need motivation. He needed mastery. The Spartans trained until pain felt normal. They believed struggle was sacred. He believed the same. There was no room for pity. No space for comfort. No pause for doubt. Because doubt is a disease that spreads the moment you stop moving. Every repetition became a march. Every sweat drop, a step forward in the dirt. Every failure, a wound that healed stronger. That's the Spartan way. The understanding that fear can be felt but never followed. That pain can visit but never stay. That weakness is allowed once and never again. He knew that strength wasn't loud. It was consistent. It wasn't in speeches or noise. It was in what you do when no one demands it, when no one is watching. Discipline is a quiet kind of courage. It doesn't shout. It shows up. That's the heart of the Spartan within him. The part that doesn't need praise to keep moving. The part that doesn't beg for ease, only asks for endurance. He understood what they understood. That the battle is never out there. It's in here, in the mind, in the breath. In the choice you make when the body begs to stop. The Spartan doesn't stop. He steadies himself. He breathes. He refines. 4 a.m., the hour the world still sleeps. The hour that belongs to discipline. The streets are empty, the lights low, the air cold. No crowds, no noise. Just a pulse in the dark and the choice to rise. Most people call it sacrifice. He called it preparation. At that hour, there was no motivation video, no crowd cheering, no cameras. Only the sound of shoes hitting floor and breath finding rhythm. Every movement built the foundation for a day that no one else was ready for. Discipline isn't glamorous at 4 a.m. It's cold. It's lonely. It's real. The alarm rings. The body refuses. The mind decides. That's the hour where greatness is made, between the moment of comfort and the decision to move. He liked that hour because the world was honest then. No distractions, no expectations, only effort. Every rep felt heavier in the cold, and that was the point. He didn't chase motivation. He built momentum, one repetition at a time, one breath after another. Discipline is a language spoken in routine. It doesn't need praise. It needs consistency. The world will never see the hours before sunrise, the reps, the sweat, the silent battles. But those hours build the foundation for everything they do see. When you wake before the sun, you own the day. You set the tone while others dream about it. You shape yourself while the world still sleeps. That's what the 4 a.m. hour taught him. That discipline isn't about what you want to do. It's about what you do anyway. So each morning he rose to meet the dark. No complaints, no noise. Just the sound of work and the quiet promise to refine again. Sound, faint heartbeat under the ticking clock. Slow fade to soft piano melody as light begins to break through the window. Most of the work, no one will ever see. No cameras, no applause, no recognition, just the grind. The unseen hours when the world moves on and you stay behind to get it right. This is where most people stop. When effort stops feeling exciting. When progress hides itself. When the work starts to blur together. But he stayed. He stayed because he understood what the world forgets. That greatness isn't built in highlights. It's built in silence between moments no one remembers. Every unseen rep adds up. Every unnoticed effort becomes weight that others can't carry. Every quiet morning builds armor. The grind is repetition without reward. It's doing what's required, even when it feels invisible. That invisibility, that's the test. When no one claps, when no one texts, when no one notices you improving, that's when most people fade. He didn't. He knew that when the lights finally turned on, the difference would be obvious. Not because he shouted louder, but because he worked longer. He learned to find peace in anonymity, power in the shadows, purpose in the mundane. While others waited for opportunity, he was building one. While others wanted progress, he was paying for it, hour by hour. The grind that no one sees is the grind that no one can steal. It belongs only to you. It becomes your advantage when the world finally looks. That's the truth of mastery. The hours behind closed doors, the work in the quiet corners. That's the weight that makes the moment light when it matters most. He didn't need to be seen. He needed to be ready. No one stays unbroken forever. Even the strongest stumble, even the most disciplined fall. The fall is part of the pattern. It tests what the grind built. He fell too. Missed shots, lost games, injuries that whispered, stop. Moments when the fire dimmed, when pain felt heavier than purpose. But falling wasn't failure. It was feedback. Every time he hit the ground, he learned what still needed work. Most people see the fall and give up. He saw it as the next lesson. He didn't run from it, he studied it. He replayed every mistake until it became a blueprint for return. Pain knocked him down. Precision helped him stand again. That's what the fire is for. Not the kind that burns others. The kind that burns away weakness. The kind that leaves you raw, humbled, but sharper. When he was hurt, he didn't look for sympathy. He looked for reason. What can this teach me? How can I come back stronger? He rebuilt himself the same way he practiced, patiently, relentlessly, quietly. Each day a little better, each day a little closer. Fire is born from friction. Without resistance, there's no spark. Without the fall, there's no rise. That's the paradox of greatness. You have to break to understand how to rebuild. The fall strips away ego. The fire refines what's left. He learned to respect both. Because the moments that hurt the most, they're the ones that forge the steel inside you. So when the next storm came, he didn't fear it. He welcomed it. He knew the pattern now. Fall, learn, rise, refine. That's the cycle of mastery. That's how legends are made. Every fall leaves a mark. But the mark isn't the end. It's the blueprint. Rebuilding doesn't begin with strength. It begins with honesty. The quiet admission, I broke. And the promise that follows, but I'm not done. He started again. Smaller steps, slower rhythm. No crowds now, just patience. Rehab rooms, stretching bands, endless repetition. The same movements over and over, rebuilding trust between mind and body. The rebuild is the hardest part, because it demands belief when proof doesn't exist yet. It's the long road where progress hides and doubt gets loud, but he stayed the course. He measured improvement in inches, a deeper bend of the knee, a smoother pivot, a longer reach before pain returned, each inch a victory. Each small motion a reminder that growth doesn't announce itself, it whispers. He learned to love that whisper, to see patience not as waiting, but as working, to find strength in stillness. The world forgets that rebuilding isn't glamorous. It's sweat and soreness and silence. But that's where character reforms. That's where endurance is reborn. He rebuilt himself with the same tools that made him great before. Discipline, repetition, faith. He knew pain had burned away weakness. Now it was time to forge what remained into something unbreakable. Day by day, the rhythm returned. Shots began to fall again. Balance found its way back. Confidence crept quietly through fatigue. The same man, but different. Sharper, wiser, harder to shake. That's the gift of the rebuild. It doesn't give you back what you lost. It gives you something stronger to replace it. Every scar, a reminder. Every ache, a story. Every breath, proof. He didn't rebuild to prove the doubters wrong. He rebuilt to prove himself right. Because greatness isn't staying perfect. It's refusing to stay broken, even after the trophies, after the records, after the cheers have faded. The war continues, because the real fight is never against others. It's against comfort, against doubt, against the pull to stop once you've done enough. He learned that the hunger must be fed daily, that the mind left untrained goes soft faster than muscle. That discipline, if not renewed, disappears. So he kept going, even when there was nothing left to prove, even when no one expected him to, even when the world said he could rest. He never rested. He refined. That's the quiet truth of every warrior. There's no finish line, only checkpoints. You reach one, breathe, and start again. New goals, new limits, new versions of yourself to build and destroy and build again. The war never ends because the enemy never leaves. It's inside. It's that voice that whispers, you've done enough. And every morning you must answer it, not with words, with work. Discipline isn't a phase. It's a lifestyle. It's the decision to show up again when there's no one left to impress. He understood that legacy isn't what they write about you. It's what you keep doing when they stop watching. So he carried on, still rising before dawn, still chasing small improvements, still refining. And when the time came to step away, he left knowing the truth. The war doesn't end when you stop playing. It lives on in the people you've inspired to pick up where you left off. That's what greatness really is. Not perfection, not fame, but a standard, a light, a whisper that says, keep going. He never rested. He refined, and now it's your turn. Sound, faint echo of a basketball bounce, then silence. Be calm, be sharp, be relentless, be still driven.